Hi there. I thought I better get in the review series. This is the review of what we just went through. Build Back Better. We did be a blessing to others. We did spend time with God as much as possible. Then we did number 3 was about everything will be all right. And number 4 was we have something special. When I look back, I noticed one of them went twice. I don't know why, but I guess it's not a bad thing. Yeah, but anyhow, I'm still rocking Gym Fit. I've been sort of going between my two sons' t-shirts, to lift them up. Yeah, Gym Fit, and then before a couple days ago, or whenever I posted that, I wore Brokar. So it's Brokar and Gym Fit are two great businesses in the DMV. So let me say this. We shared part 1. We shared about this is just a little review before we close out and do another series. So part 1, we did be a blessing to others, and we talked from Luke 6, which says what we want in love for ourselves, we need to be that for others. It's like give what we want, not our trash. And so we shared that, and we also shared how important it is to be authentic, and what we do has to really be from our heart. It really does. And so our belief in God and His Son are connected to what we do, because we believe, because of that love that was shown for us to be better people. We give that back to others, and it's like a circle. It just keeps going round and round. That love, that sacrifice, that commitment to others, and so we need to connect the love that was shown for us. We need to connect that with other people and show that same love. And that's a blessing that's all connected like that. It's so beautiful. And so we shared that. And then I think the series ended up with a story in Luke about the man that was along the road, the Jewish man that was a traveler, and how he was killed, and not killed, but he was beaten almost to death. And then a person of not even his skin color, a person that was not even his faith, nothing, no relations helped him. And the people that were just walked on by. Yeah, and it just shows and reminds us that's our model. That's our model for how to be, to give that love and commitment and kindness to others, no matter who they are. Love them, love them well, the way we would want to be loved, the way we have been loved. So then we moved on to part 2, and part 2 was called Spend Time with God as much as possible, because the our work for God is really flowing through the time that we spend with Him. It doesn't happen when we're sitting at the job doing the books or loading up the front loader or whatever it is that we do in our work or teaching a class. That's not the time when it really happens. There might be a few things that come from but we're not even in a position to jot it down. It slips away. But when we really spend time with God in conversing and in prayer and just sharing together, that's when everything that He has for us flows through that time. And it's a very powerful time, because God is powerful and wide and deep. So we need that so much, because that's what our world needs, a better world. And so we have to do the work to connect so we can do what God, we're His soldiers to do the work to make this world a better place. And so through that connection, we have that peace and we have that hope. We're not worried about anything. We're not fearful, because He breathes life and love into us. And so we share that in part 2, spend time with God as much as possible. And reminding us that we're going to trust Him, we're going to wait for Him, not jump ahead, and we're going to trust Him some more, and we're going to strive to ourselves help others and let His goodness flow through us and flow out to others, and then they will do for others and we will do for others, and it just keeps on going like He has done for us. So that was part 2. Then we moved on to part 3, everything's going to be all right. Yeah, we talked about that, and the reason it is because we have that faith, and without that faith we have fear, and with fear our dreams are destroyed. We can't do anything. We're just always nervous, watching the news, thinking something's going to happen. There's going to be a war. There's going to be a terrible this, terrible that. It's the end. It's always the end. It's always the beginning of the end. It's always the end of the beginning of the end. Yeah, it just keeps going, cycling around. And so we can't let our dreams be destroyed, because we need to endure, because God gives us that strength. We who believe in He and His Son. Micah 7:19 shares that God will pity the wrongs. He will trample on the wrongs, and He will bring goodness forward, and we carry it. We soldiers, we carry it, and everything's going to be all right. We just have to keep our minds and hearts into God's work, and know that everything we do and everything we think and everything we share is important, and it's all tied to that love that was shared for us to be better. That's why we got it. That's why we get the greatness we have to give it up. And then it comes back tenfold times tenfold times tenfold. And you only know it through living that life and watching it unfold right before your very eyes. And it's more than you can imagine. And it's not, what do they call it? Oh, that's just a coincidence. Oh, that's magic. No, it's God's love. I know it is God's love. I have seen it, and we can say, I see you, God. I see you. I see you. And we just continue to watch Him work. So that was part 3. We moved on to part 4, and that's where we talked about that we have something special. You know what we said it was? We have something special. We have a soul. And when we die and our body is buried in the soil, our soul lives on forever, And our soul is our feelings, our thoughts, our personhood. It's our doings. That is our soul. It's spiritual. It's the center of who we are. And it's so important. Ecclesiastes 12 shares that when we're buried and we die, our soul lives on. And so we are unable to do all things for all people, but we will do enough when we stay in touch with God. We will do what He tells us is important to do for the greater purpose, which is love. The greater purpose, which is love. And He will give us that strength, that emotional strength, because that's what the world needs, because it's really difficult, and we can't do everything, but we can do a lot. And to do a lot, it is taxing of our bodies. That's why we have to get rest. We have to eat right. We have to focus and get attached with people that are God-centered and get the idea of love and kindness. We have to do that, and we can't fake it and fool God. We can't do that. We have to be on God's love path, doing the walk. Yeah, we got to do for real. And the last thing I remember sharing was we can try to run from God because we don't want to do this stuff. We just want to do what we like doing, going to the club or whatever. It's whatever it is, seeing different guys and hanging out and having all these different partners and trying to steal money and whatever. I don't know. People do all kinds of stuff. But I mean, basically, what I'm saying is wherever we go, God's going to be there. He's going to be there up in our face. Yeah, He's going to be there. And we say, oh no. And you say, well, let me go over here. He there. He's everywhere, And so we have to be everywhere too, believing in Him with a pure heart. And because we cannot be moved and He will not be moved, because we have something special. We have a soul, the joy of our soul. And this is the Sunday morning message on Thursday. We thank God for the possibilities. Continue to do rightness in your eating, in your working out, in your helping others. And know that we love you. And this is the end of this series that I've been so happy to share. It's just been wonderful because as I speak, it resonates within me and reminds me and helps me be a better person. It's like I model to you and you model back to me through your listening because I can feel it. And it's a beautiful thing. And know that we love you until we talk again. Alrighty, take care. Gym Fit, Brokar, raising it up. Cherokee Lane. Yeah, this is it. All right, love y'all. Take care.